I can do this well.
Hi. Because I know that you're going to fiddle with it and you're going to mess.
So hi, hi Hannah. So my name is. So hi, my name is Filipe. I'm on my second year of my PhD, and I work on a thing called atomic force microscopy. So I'm not a physicist. Officially I'm an engineer. Although I am doing a PhD in physics, so I don't know where that puts me in. I really like reading and learning about nature, and especially how atoms move, and how you can move atoms around. The job for that is being a researcher, like a professional researcher. And the way you do that is you start by doing a PhD. So the thing that I remember the most is I wanted to be a basketball player. I also wanted to be a dinosaur hunter, but dinosaurs apparently are not alive today. So I didn't know that physics was, like, the word physics existed. I liked nature, so I like playing with Legos a lot. One day I learned that everything is made of single tiny bricks that people call atoms. I would listen less to people that I think are wiser than me, especially my parents. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to your parents, that's not what I'm saying. So I would take their advice higher in my scale of advice, whatever, than other people, simply because they were my parents. And that's not a very efficient or intelligent way of getting advice. For me, I don't know why, but I have a very hard time expressing what I'm thinking. So it is really hard for me to tell you things that I'm thinking, and therefore it's really hard for me to write. But a big part of the PhD and the life of a researcher is to write. You write stuff you know about, you write stuff you're researching about, and you write about stuff you have found out in nature. And it's really hard for me to do that. I think it helped me because I always had in the back of my mind that I'm not a physicist. Well, I do have a lot of training in physics, but I'm not a physicist. So I said, okay, so I should really learn this. So I should really read a lot about it. Before I came to do this PhD, I read almost everything about what Philip Moriarty's group has done in the past. So, although at the time I didn't understand most of the things that they did, but I read everything. I think that's it. And also keeps you in perspective. When I don't know enough of something to explain to someone, and therefore I don't know that, and therefore if I want to work on that, I need to learn more. So it's more, how can I say it?
So not having the degree makes you conscious of the fact that when you learn something, you need to learn it well.
Exactly. Yeah. See how you're good with words and I'm not? My PhD is about moving one atom at a time. Okay? The way we do this is using a technique called atomic force microscopy. AFM is part of the family of a thing called scanning probe microscopy, which is a way you take pictures of tiny things using a probe. So you have a probe, which is like a tiny, very sharp, atomically sharp actually, tip that you rest across the surface. So what I'm trying to do is move single atoms one at a time, but I'm looking at this special surface called gallium arsenide, which is a semiconductor. We're trying to do some very difficult stuff in it, but it could be also really special. The answer is yes, but I am aware and I do understand that it's really hard to continue in academia. But that doesn't, as I said, I want to continue to do research. if there's a place for me to do research outside academia, then great. Well, my entire life people have been saying that what I'm trying to do is hard, so I'm kind of used to it. This is a really cliche answer, but I like the campus. Especially I like the lake, and I like the tiny little forest they have around the lake where there's a lot of rabbits. So I like that part.